everyone, it's Jean with Inky Owl Studio. I'm going to be starting a design team project for Caroline's craft tree, and I am also going to be showing you how to make an easy altered file folder, stack of letters altered file folder, and I will show you in a minute what that is. But first of all, I just want to show what I'm working with in Caroline's craft tree is her vintage envelopes, and you print them out. Excuse me, you print them out like so, and these just look like the real deal. Really fun to work with. I have printed these on 44-pound presentation paper, which is not quite a cardstock, but it's pretty heavy. It's heavier than regular paper. And yeah, so this is going to be so much fun to work with. Really like these. They're a nice variety, and you can play with the size. You can make them smaller, larger, whatever. And so that's what I'm working with, and I will show you what it is that I'm going to be making. And I haven't decorated this yet, but this is a stack of letters altered file folder journal. And it's, I believe a beginner could do this, and it looks really impressive when you get done because of all of these really cool envelopes in here. Aren't these neat? Fold out, and then inside I have another pocket envelope on the inside there. And then I have not completed the inside, but I will show you what I have so far. And inside we're going to have two pockets, one pocket here and two pockets over here. And then eventually we're going to put a journal, a writing journal, some papers here in the middle. And I am going to be using elastic cording and eyelets, but you can use ribbon, you can use even string to tie this in, or you can even sew it in if you would like to try that. So this then is going to be the stack of letters journal that I'm going to be working on, and I hope you will make one because it's so much. I think they're a lot of fun, and when you get done, it just looks very cool. Now, if you don't have a printer and you can't access these envelopes, just grab any envelopes you have. Just go around the house and grab whatever you got. As long as it probably needs to be a newer envelope because we need the flap. We need to have the splat part here. But just grab, things that you maybe receive, cards or just whatever envelopes, and we'll use those instead. And they can be, don't have to be mailing envelopes. They can be coin envelopes. If you look at my inspiration videos down below, Robin did one with a whole variety conglomerate of envelopes that might inspire you, get some ideas of envelopes you can use. So anyways, I hope you will join this. You need one file folder, and I would recommend one that's pretty heavy. I'm using a heavy duty one from Office Depot, but something that holds up well. And some string. I used a button for this closure, but you can use you can make your own with the brad, and some tie and ribbon. So let's get started and let me show you how to do that. Now, when I get my envelopes, or excuse me, my file folders, there's usually this little lip that comes out here, and so I like to cut mine off because I like that rounded look a little bit better. And when I do that, then my file folder measures 11 1/4. Now, if you want to use my score lines, my measurement for score lines, then cut your file folder down to where it measures about 11 1/4. Mine might be a tiny bit over, but it's about 11 1/4. And you can just cut off the edge and then use a rounder to round it back off. Now, if you have a printer or you have paper that has no border on it, which means that the print goes all the way to the edge, you will not need to do this next step. But if you have a printer like mine that leaves a border all the way around, you will probably be happier if you cut yours down just a little bit, not cut, but score it down to a different fold. So I put the tab to my right because I want to keep my tab. And then I stick it in here. The tab has to kind of pop up a little bit over here. So I got to kind of push it in there with the tab kind of resting on the top there. And go to 8.5 and make a score line. And that way your paper, this is my paper cut down, it'll fit in there quite nicely. So here's the score line here, and I can have just a small border. Now if your paper has no borders at all, the original fold of the file folder will be just peachy for you. And this, because it'll fit in there quite nicely. So I just wanted to bring that out just in case you have that kind of printer. So now we're going to cut for pockets. And I cut my pockets 3.5 inches from here to there. So that is, I'll get my cutter over here. And we'll just slice down 3.5 inches. So there's my fold line. Oops, sorry, it goes the other way. Here's my fold line here. There's my fold line. Put that at 3.5, just like that. And then make a slice all the way down. Okay. So there is, or there are our pockets there. Now we need to score down for the seam binding. We need to make some score lines. So we'll just put our file folder into here like this. And my score lines are 5 1/4. And because the file folder is thick, it's best to kind of go down with slowly and with not a lot of pressure, and then just increase your pressure each time. It's easier to get a straighter line that way. And the next score line is 6. There we go. So I'm putting in a 3/4 of an inch spine. Now if you feel like this is too wide for you, you definitely can go to like 5 7/8. There we go. And then just gently fold it over and then burnish the edges so that you get a nice clean fold there. Alrighty, just like that. Okay, so here is your seam. Now you need to decide, do you want your tab to be on the front, or do you want your tab to be at the back? So I think I'm going to put mine to the back. So let me burnish it again. You can't burnish it too many times. Well, I guess you could, but another time is not going to be hurtful for sure. Now we need to cut out this space right in here. So you're going to be cutting and draw a line about that far to the right and about that far to the left of this line. All right, so I'm just going to mark that with a pencil, kind of eye it up. Right? Just like this. And you can mark it with a pencil because you're not going to see it. It's the inside of the pocket there. And now get your scissors. And you're going to cut right down that line and stop right at the fold there. This one looks like it's a little, this one could be redrawn. It looks like a little bit. There we go. Yeah. It can be off actually a little bit because your eye really won't pick up a small one. Now we'll cut this off right here. Get that down there. Just cut it right along here. Trying to keep in camera. There we go. Now we've got that cut. And we cut this so that we can fold our pockets a little bit better, just like this. So the pockets are finished. Now for this side, I like to put a double pocket in there. So you can take some of your leftover file folder, whatever you have. And sometimes you're lucky enough to get like a little bit of a tab because when you cut it off from the bottom of this, you've got almost like another tab started, and you can make a slice down here and have another little tab if you want. It's totally up to you. You are going to waste a little bit, but not much. So I'm going to round the corner off on this one. Like so. And determine about how high do I want it. So whatever height that you would like. Just determine what that is. So I kind of like it like this. Oh, that's good. There we go. So there's that. And now to make a tab here, you can, if you want your tab to be on that side, you can draw a pattern of that tab right here and cut along side of it if you'd like. Just like this. Like that. There. So you can cut this. You can also use an envelope punch, but I realize not everybody has an envelope punch. So let me just go ahead and there. So there you've got your two little tabs there on the side. And now I like to cut off. Sorry, I have to pause again. Today is a day of visitors. Right, I've got it all lightly inked. Now we need to reinforce the spine. And you can use masking tape. You can use, you can put cloth in here. You can glue some muslin cloth or something like that that goes across each of these two spines. This is bandage tape, and I think Dawn used this, and I've seen other people use this, and so I got some, and I like it because it's like it's not super sticky. You know, it's meant to go on your skin to bandage yourself up, but so that it's not super sticky, so you can like put it down and say, oh, I don't really like that, I need to reposition it, and it comes off quite easily. And once you glue all your paper down, then it'll be in there securely. Now what I like to do is I like to cut the tape about however big my border is going to be with my paper, because I don't like it showing, because even though it does take the ink pretty well, it still shows a little bit. So I like to hide it so that when I put in my paper, get my paper here, you know, it's going to cover up that part of it there. You can see that it covers up. So I cut it just a little short at each end. But it does take ink okay. It's not too bad. I'll just show you here, right? So it does take it pretty well. Now we're going to reinforce this with another strip of file folder, so the spine will be, you know, heavy. And your leftover file folder, we're just going to trim off, and you're going to trim off about a 1/2 inch. I usually measure because you don't want this to go all the way to the seam. You want to stop short a little bit so that there's freedom of movement here. So I would do that. I do that, and then I just mark, you know, right where the next one's going to be, about like that. I just measure that up, and then I just strip off. And once you do that, you'll want to ink your strip, and you'll want to glue it in like so, just like this. And you test it out before you glue it in. You know, are my sides folding up, you know, easily? I'm not, you know, getting in the way of those folds. So you glue that in, and now also we will glue in the decorated the papers. We'll decorate it with whatever paper that you have. I will glue that in off camera, and I will be back to show you how to, well, actually the next session that we do, I will be back to show you how to put the envelopes on and proceed a little further. I hope this has been clear for you. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to put them in the comments. I do read all my comments. I try to answer them the best I can. And I thank you so much for viewing. And if you like this video, if you got something from it, please hit the like button. And please subscribe for the part 2 of putting together this easy stack of letters altered file folder. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye.